So on Monday of this week, a storm system, a typical nor'easter, dropped about 70 centimeters of snow in the Halifax area, a little bit more in the rest of the province and in the New Brunswick. That's a significant snowfall. Weather forecasters refer to it as the beast. So I got up yesterday morning and shoveled for about 4 hours, and I only have a small driveway, and that kind of gives you an idea of how long it took just to get the vehicles from the driveway onto the street. Well, today it was an opportunity to get out and snowshoe. First time this year we've had enough snow to really justify putting them on my feet. So I was all excited, got my snowshoes, got all packed up, and went out to the familiar Blue Mountain Birch Cove Wilderness area and tried to get into Susie Lake. Well, after about 20 minutes of post-holing right up to my waist, and only going about 500 meters, I decided to turn around and head back to the car. So I thought from there I'll go to a provincial park that's not far from here, known as Long Lake Provincial Park. And I had hoped at least the parking lot would have been cleared out so I could take my car in off of the highway. No, nothing, not even an attempt to get in. So I turned around, I came back close to home, and I realized not far from my home was a trail system that the Halifax Regional Municipality maintains, and it has a small portion that goes through the woods, and I was able to get there and go off trail, and literally after the hike, I'm about a 5-minute drive away from my home. So it's a micro adventure, not a major expedition out into the wilderness area, but into a nice wooded area not far from my home. And that's all I thought I'd do today, is just come out and show you what I brought along, to have just a quick hot chocolate and show you some of the gear I took just for a micro expedition into the wilderness next to my house. Stay tuned. So in getting ready today, I was trying to decide what I was going to wear, and I thought I'd just go a little bit more modern, not so traditional, not all wool. So I picked my clothes accordingly. So I have a combination merino wool polyester base layer on, a pair of soft shell pants over that. I've got a polyester base layer on top, and a polyester mid layer on top of that, and a Gore-Tex shell on top of that. Now, none of these things are necessarily traditional, but they are still functional. Right now you can see I'm kind of warm. Snowshoeing is a lot of work, especially if you're not used to it. I'm discovering new muscles I haven't used for a while. So I do have a wool toque on. I do have a wool neck gaiter that I have just set aside right now while I vent off a little bit of the heat. And I've got all the vents underneath my arms opened up just to vent off some of the heat. It's only -4 degrees. It's still, it's beautiful. We're expecting another storm tonight. This one could be snow mixed with freezing rain. Oh, what a mess that's going to be tomorrow. Anyway, just wanted to show you a little bit of what I'm wearing today, and I thought I'd just a shout out to Maritime Spook, good friend on YouTube, and recently he was talking about what he likes to wear. He was out in a blizzard when he did a video, and he was wearing a neck knife. I think it was a Halterforce neck knife that he wears. Well, Spook, I wear a neck knife, and today it's something old and traditional. It's the Mora 2000 Outdoor. I've had this for a long time. Dependable knife, good knife. It's been now, I think the new version is known as the Cansball. Very similar blade. This has a rounded spine as opposed to a squared off spine. I haven't had any desire to square that off. At least not yet. And I know that the grip is a little bit different, but essentially the blade shape is the same. So Spook, I'm also wearing a neck knife. So this is what I'm wearing on my body. I'm going to show you my little camp setup right here. Camp, okay. I stopped for a chocolate, is what it is. And yeah, just stay tuned. Okay, so along the trail through the woods here, I decided to go off trail and up over a hill until I could find somewhere to sit down. And I found a nice convenient rock that I was able to clear a little bit of snow off and lay my sit pad down on. Shoulder bag today carries everything I need for this short hike. Little mishap, my water bottle decided to uncap itself and drop about half of its content into the bag, so things are wet. That's why they're laying out in the snow. A little unhappy about that, but of course it's my own fault. My snowshoes, purchased last Christmas with gift cards given to me by family members. The Atlas 10 series, these are the 1035, excellent snowshoes. They do have some of the drawbacks, but boy, they do work. And the binding system is second to none. Goes on so easy. These are the Compradel Highlander cork-handled, can't see it because I have my glove on it, cork-handled hiking or trekking poles, and they do have the baskets on the ends of them to help me in the snow a little bit. My hot chocolate waiting to be made. little kettle. And it's just about coming to a boil, so a homemade fancy feast stove underneath. And one of those little 600 milliliter kettles. It's sitting on a little piece of tin foil, sitting on a couple pieces of wood so it doesn't disappear into the snow. Probably don't even need that little windscreen that I have with it, but that's great. Yeah, so see, my water's just coming to a boil. And I think I'll stop and make my hot chocolate and enjoy my Cliff Bar. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this short adventure I had today out in the wilderness of my own backyard. It was nice just to get out of the house, put on the snowshoes, get out and enjoy the fresh fallen snow on these trails back here. Yeah, beautiful. Folks, get out and explore. Take that path less traveled. It'll make all the difference. Until next time, bye for now.